Hello, everybody, and welcome
to... Nope. Don't go yet. I'm hitting record. Be quiet. And 3, 2, 1.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to Rise of the Podcast. I am Jeremy.
I'm Kara.
I'm getting better at hitting record at the beginning of podcasts. And I'm Brownie.
Now I kind of want to redo it, and I want to say, I'm Justin.
And I'm Daryl.
You guys are both wearing as many Star Wars shirts as they did last week.
I know. I thought about that as I was leaving the house, and I was like...
You go on vacation for 1 week, and you guys totally forget the theme of the show.
This is not...
the theme of the show.
This is not... I'm surprised you let me wear this. This is too close. This is like earthly brown.
No, that's fine. Because you got the greens, the blue, or the greens, the reds.
Yeah, I feel like one color.
No, you're not one color. I feel like I'm a washout. You're doing fine. That's fine.
So who is our... Let's say hello to our Spotify listener.
Okay, so...
Wait, you got a Spotify listener?
Well, no.
Last week, did Jeremy not tell you?
Maybe you mentioned it, but I was on vacation.
At the beginning of the podcast, so Juliet showed up and then left when you guys weren't here. Which is hilarious.
I mean, I think everybody should just leave. I'm just kidding. Just kidding. Daryl and Justin were great villains for us.
Also, Drew, a longtime Spotify listener, was so excited to join you guys live.
Yes.
And then heartbroken that you weren't here, I assume, because he didn't say anything after that. He said, oh, so excited to see you guys live finally. Then I replied, oh, they're not on the show this week. This is like in the pre-roll before the thing, and I can only imagine that he just noped out because he was so disillusioned.
So sorry.
Yep.
We're horrible individuals. How dare we go on vacation?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I haven't had a vacation for the podcast yet.
Right. So Drew, listening on Spotify, thank you for tuning in live. We hope to see you again sometime. But this shout out is for you.
We'll be here next week too if you're not here tonight.
Write us some listener mail on your birthday and we'll wish you happy birthday.
Wait, when's his birthday?
I don't know. We'll wish him happy birthday on his birthday. You can email us at contact@riseofthepodcast.com.
Did you have to read that on the screen?
I do. I did.
So that's fine.
Hey, you know what's funny? Well, we haven't made an announcement, but we're not going to need the P.O. box too much longer.
I don't know, we might need the P.O. box. Do you want to send stuff directly there?
That'd be fine.
What? Wait, what?
What if someone sends a mail bomb?
They're
What if the P.O. box get blown up?
The box.
Okay.
You know the quality of people that watch this.
I like the people who've watched.
Hey, it's Drew. We're so sorry that you missed it last
You're
week.
here. I don't know when you hopped in.
You know what you should do? You should find one photo on your phone right now of your vacation and show it. Oh, well, so Jeremy.
Hold on.
Kara, I'm sure, has 40,000 photos.
I got more.
Hey,
than
how
Jeremy.
are we doing on frames?
We are dropping 10% now, but I think that's just going down from the 12 we were at. I think we've had a pretty solid connection.
I don't know how many. Oh, here we go. This is a good one. Okay, I'm coming.
Brad says glitter ball. So just hold it directly over where Jeremy is. That's where the autofocus point is set. Oh, that's pretty adorable.
Look at Chip's face. I think it's freaking hilarious. So he's looking at the dinosaur. He's like
Genuine concern.
Yeah.
He's not down with whatever's happening there.
So yeah, that's a Silver Dollar City.
That's awesome.
Well, I suppose we can talk about that for a minute. There's a bunch of comments.
Yeah,
so who's here? Sound off. Who's here?
Let me go up here. So
everybody's super happy we're back.
So Swanky's here. He asked me how the frame rate was at the beginning of the thing, and I said, not great. It's okay.
Swanky has a question for you too, Kara.
Wait, for me?
Yeah.
Nobody's ever got a question for me.
Brad says, someone pass the collection plate for some Wi-Fi donations. Can I get an amen, hallelujah?
Okay,
Brad,
we've got announcements about this.
2 months-ish. 2 months.
Can you guys hang out?
Let's take some bets. So you're saying September-ish, right?
I think it's end of August, early September.
I'm saying May 22.
There's no way. There's no way.
You're saying basically Star Wars Celebration is the.
We're gonna hit our 3-year anniversary. That'll be the day that we move in there.
Should we just say what we're doing?
Wait, I think so.
I think we should. And I'm saying I'm going with you. I think we can push this out, and I think
Kara,
we can get in.
Make an announcement. Just tell everybody.
We bought a building!
Ooh.
Yay!
We'll be able. Actually, hold on. Is this thing?
We legitimately bought a building.
Yep.
So we're gonna get out of the 400 square feet that we have here. You don't have enough room to.
Is this even 400 square feet?
It's 200. It's 200 square feet. I'm sorry.
So yes, there. You talk about it.
Okay, so to make a very, very long story short, we are going to be moving the studio into, we picked up for very, 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 very reasonably,
We talked him down $40,000.
an old furniture store that's 6,000 square feet. And we are going to be able to go from 200 square feet to 6,000 square feet of room for extremely reasonable. We're going to make it work. We're going to get internet there. We're going to build a brand new set. It's going to be awesome. It's going to be so exciting. You're
Jeremy and I have talked about what we
no
we
corners.
love R2,
It'll
but
be one flat wall now, no corners. Like, oh, is it going to be cool?
and we want to.
Oh, man.
So this is all we've got right now. This is half of the set.
She tiny.
Like, hey, you can see actually see the Star Wars rug.
Yeah, there we go. Got a little bit of who's over here. Boba, Vader, R2, Yoda, Stormtrooper, Wookiee,
Switch to autofocus.
Chewbacca.
Oh, my handheld skills. Is there internal image stabilization on this camera?
No.
Where's the gimbal when you need it?
It's right over there.
Oh, ha!
Anyway, so yeah, then there's some storage. There's my chair. There's the mixer. There's the thing. Yep.
And then us. Woo!
So yeah, so we're gonna be going from this to like, what would that be? 15
6,000.
times
I
the
was gonna
size.
say 16,000 divided by
An
6,000 divided by
unfathomable
200.
Whoops! I keep on hitting the autofocus button.
So
Anyway.
is that 300 times?
Well,
Yeah,
look
that's
at
like
how
300 times.
With intent and framing, it's so funny how there's literally the door is like right on the edge of the frame, and as soon as you do the camera,
know.
it's there.
But I mean, so we want to open 2 storefronts in the building.
There's lots of
knows
plans.
what
Who
we're
knows
gonna
what'll
do.
happen?
That's gonna
but-
take a while.
The one thing that I care about is Jeremy is giving me free reign to design it however the fork I want to
Decoration.
design.
Structural is Christmas.
Well, yeah. Structural
Yeah.
is you guys, but I'm
Yeah,
saying like
layout design. I think that's a good
Yeah.
division of labor.
Yeah, there we go. So I get to design it. I'm super excited.
Oh, okay. So still catch up on chat. There's a lot of chat I got to catch up on
I
now.
see that.
This makes me happy.
You see,
I
like,
like
you see
guys
the progress
chat.
bar is like up here, and I
Yeah.
have to get it down to here.
Oh my
Hot
gosh.
dang.
Anyway, so Swanky says, "Welcome back, not fake Jeremy and Kara." I think they did a good job of.
They did an amazing
Justin
impersonating
and
you
Daryl
guys.
were good. I was surprised you guys were still going after like 8:30. I was like, hot dang.
Well, I was looking for a point to jump in, and then Justin's trying to do my outro and totally not getting any of it right. I'm glad that they weren't replacing me. He nailed your tangents, though.
Oh yeah.
Well, Jeremy was even on the podcast for like 5 minutes last
I
week.
was.
That's
even
true.
though-
You were because you had a story about something they were talking about.
Oh, okay, that reminds me. So, chat, put like
Oh yeah, just a
put
topic.
story topic, and then some random thing that you don't think Jeremy will have a story related to in the chat, and I'll catch up on
Guarantee
some
you
of
he
those.
will.
When we were talking about the P.O. box, Brad said he's going to send a glitter bomb.
Ah!
Or he just said glitter bomb. I assume he means he's going to send one. What else would he mean?
Right.
Daryl says, I mean, mail is mail. Brad shouts out, he says, Drew and the hizzy. Daryl says a whole 12 people are watching. That's like triple what we had.
Yeah, woo!
David made it this week.
Oh yay!
Brad says, I don't know, I kind of miss Justin.
I know that's what
Okay,
Chris
well,
called
at
me up
least-
and said.
See, they missed Justin. They didn't miss Daryl, and I'm here for Daryl.
Oh, no,
dang.
Daryl.
Just
She's
kidding, Daryl. I
calling you
love you.
out.
All right, you take your green deck and you go play Daryl and Digimon, and you're gonna get your butt kicked.
I was gonna say I will slay. I have no idea what I'm doing, but it's called beginner's luck.
Actually, like I want to talk to Justin about something with the show, with our show, and try to incorporate him, but I keep on not. I don't even run it by you guys yet, but I think there's some
yeah.
cool stuff that we can do.
Yeah.
David's guessing November.
Okay. All
Okay,
right.
I would take November over May of next year. That's almost a year away.
No, it's 11 months, Kara.
Almost a year.
I mean,
Okay?
it's almost a decade,
Oh,
depending on how big of a
just
scale you keep saying. Daryl says he's excited. Swanky says he's gonna get some good Lego builds in a place that big. Yeah, we're gonna do 400,000 piece builds.
You know what we should
I'm
do
excited that we can finally lay out the
with
Legos.
how tall the ceiling is? We should paint the ceiling like with stars
Oh,
and then hang all of the ships.
that'd be sweet.
So
I
when you
got
look up,
scaffolding. We can get up there.
right? When you look
By
up,
me,
all
we,
you
I
see
mean
is
Jeremy.
tons of Star Wars ships hanging from the ceiling.
You know what we can do?
I think that's a stellar
On
idea.
the
Yeah, stellar. Ba-da-ba-ba-da-ba.
That's right.
What, Chris? What kind of music does a chiropractor listen to?
No, Lord.
hip hop.
Yep. Boo.
What was the joke I told you earlier?
Well, okay, I think I see Gabe's picture. Is Gabe here?
He is. He says, I like this idea.
Gabe,
from something ago.
He likes it. He likes my ship idea.
We should put in an
I don't know
Airbnb.
if it's that. This is from...
That's what it is, Chris.
No, it's from like 4 minutes ago.
Chris, we should put in an Airbnb where people from the podcast can come and stay.
Oh,
Tiffany
for only
and Jody
$2,000 a
said we
night.
should-
Yeah. Gabe, Brad, Swanky, you guys can come up and stay up in the
Tiffany
Airbnb.
and Jody said we should do an Airbnb in there.
Yeah.
I totally
There's
agree.
no rental laws in
Nope.
Cloquet
It's
as opposed to
free
Duluth.
reign, man. Free reign.
It's the Wild West out there.
So Jeremy made that bad chiropractic joke. I made up a joke today to illustrate
Lord.
a type of joke that I would tell.
Oh, Lord. Okay, let's hear it.
So if I said, oh no. Yes, okay. So I said if a pole vaulter was running and using 2 sticks, would that make him bipolar?
I loved it. I
So
laughed.
it's that type of like pun setup thing. Anyway,
You have
Oh
a
my
bunch
gosh.
of comments. My goodness, man.
Brad says we're moving into this new building, like new home/studio. So it's going to be primarily studio space, but
Yep.
it's zoned commercial residential,
Yep.
so there's options.
Yep. We just need to get it up to code.
Swanky did the math. It's 30 times bigger. So imagine, like, if we wanted to, we could have 30 sets.
Dang.
We could have literally a different set for every day of the month.
Yes.
Pete says, regardless, that set looks awesome. Thank you, Pete.
Well,
Sorry
hi,
that it took us so
Pete.
long to get to there. Pete on YouTube.
Hello,
Hi, Pete.
Pete.
It's Peter McKinnon.
Yeah,
Right.
Daryl, in regards to us being on after 8:30, said we didn't shut up. It was a long Minnesota goodbye.
Ah.
It was.
Juliet says, hola, chicos.
Oh, hola.
Hello, Juliet. Mi
¿Cómo
amiga.
estás?
Well, me.
¿Qué tal?
Me. Cuando
Amiga?
pregunta? I don't know.
What?
I got a lot of questions. I don't know.
¿Tú tienes muchas preguntas?
My Spanish is not coming along as well as Chris and Kara's.
Es terrible.
You
Yeah.
still have your streak?
Of course I don't. Like 147.
You are in the Obsidian League, I saw.
I know. I dropped down. I was on vacation. I'm not gonna sit and practice Spanish on vacation.
When better
Much
time is
shame.
there to practice Spanish?
Yeah, you're
We're
so much
still
closer to
learning
Mexico.
I have anyways, I have a question for Gabe at some point too, because I thought I was friends with Frankie and Gabe on Facebook.
You're friends with Frankie. I know that.
Well, I am now.
Wyatt says grande with the drip.
Oh,
and
yeah,
then like
well-
frozen emoji.
Yeah, it's my shirt and pants I was complaining about. Fisherman Wyatt.
Brad is reminding us that it was his idea to hang the ships, Kara.
A long time ago, he said we should hang him.
You know
And
what?
Swanky has a question for you.
What's your question, Swanky? I need to know. Nobody ever has a question for me.
The mouthpiece for Swanky at
Are
the
you
moment.
though? Are you though?
So-
Are you?
Swanky put in a ton of work
Okay.
on the Discord.
Oh, you're actually okay. I thought we were just.
Have
gonna
I ever
choose.
been? Have I been invited to this Discord yet?
Yes, I invited you.
Wait, what?
Anyways, you get a special
There's actually
title.
a permalink. If you any of our videos on YouTube, you can click on the link to join our Discord.
That's genius.
The top link.
Anyways, Swanky wants to know.
Yep.
Wow. You're talking about your dad. It said you've used 48 gigs of data this month. If you exceed 50 before your billing recycle says
It's another $15,
we're
right?
gonna start getting. No, we haven't.
let's
We should
see.
have
What's
20
this one?
mobile hotspots.
Oh,
or
okay.
whatever. We're fine. We're fine. Anyways,
Wait, which one? Which one is it? I don't see anything here.
I'll help you do it after the show. This is not riveting conversation.
Yes, it is.
You just have.
Juliet says she has no idea what we're saying.
In Spanish or in English?
Yes, obviously.
Anyways, so okay, here's what you need to know. What do you want your title to be? He was gonna make you queen of the server, but you could be like Jedi Master.
Mm-hmm.
It's gonna be
Obviously,
your role.
Fire Lord Kara Ozai.
Chris thinks it should be Fire Nation related. Swanky thinks it should be queen of the server.
I'll go queen of the server. That's fine, Swanky. Thank you. I will be queen and rule over the Discord server with an iron fist.
So that's what he said. That he wanted you to be distinguished from a normal user, from the peon users.
I will look down.
Anybody
upon
who
the
pays for internet can be updated to Bishop. I don't
To
know.
Hank tier.
Yeah, right.
Who wants to be my Joker? My
obviously-
court jester.
Obviously, that's Jeremy.
I mean, that's true.
Daryl says we can hang X-Wing miniatures too. That'd be pretty cool.
Oh,
Get
that'd
some
be
like
cool.
mini X-Wings buzzing around the Star Destroyer.
Heck yeah, that'd be sick.
I was playing Digimon over at Daryl's, and I was the one playing on the Star Wars playmat for the. It was just a Starfield. Everybody else had nice Digimon card mats, and
Then there's Jeremy.
Gabe says like the scene from Rise of Skywalker. Oh, yeah,
yeah.
with all the ships.
yeah.
David says, I mean, me and Jeremy have hung lots of different things from ceilings. That sounds like a story.
Well, it does.
I wouldn't be
Did they put
surprised.
the story tag on it?
No, but I think he's in reference to the interior decorating. I will catch up. I'm almost done with chat. Gabe says my pictures recognize that's awesome.
Wait, Gabe's is the one with the red on it?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, yeah. I know,
Oh,
'cause
okay.
it's
All
his
right.
computer. It's very unique. It pops up even from here. I can
Well,
see
it's
it.
against
Frankie says hi, and then Jeremy.
Hola, Frankie. I'm glad. Okay, so anyways, but I was friends with Gabe, and then I wasn't. And so what happened there, Gabe? That's what I wanted to know.
He deleted you.
Unfriended you because you went on vacation for a week.
I know, that's what it feels like. But then I found Frankie because of it. And you guys being my friends helps me with my Spanish because Facebook, I have it on not to translate. It always translates it. I have it on not translate. And I try to read it in Spanish. And then you guys share stuff in Spanish. And
How
then I
much
get
do you understand of it, Jeremy?
A lot. It's so much easier to read than try to. I can read a lot of Spanish. It's so hard to think on the fly to create your Spanish.
I'll say on Duolingo specifically, the female voice smashes words together.
Holy cow.
And it's
I
super
know.
frustrating. So it's like, as soon as I hear the female voice speaking, I just hit slow play so I can actually hear the individual words. The male voice clearly enunciates everything.
I agree. The woman's like, it's like, sorry, what? Like, okay, I got the first word.
Well,
Cool.
according to Gabe, she must be Puerto Rican because they slur their words together.
Okay, here's the thing though.
I
Like,
think they just speak fast. I don't know
They
that's
speak
necessarily-
fast.
in the like on the Latin Operation Forces podcast, I feel like you guys, I can hear each word.
Yeah.
Whereas like the woman on Duolingo is like,
Yeah, she's like, I can't even think of a phrase to even do really
it's
fast
like,
right now. Like,
donde? Blah, 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 blah.
it's like, oh, where is
Okay.
a bunch of N tildes?
Well, there's still chat is on
Juliet's
fire.
laughing. Brad says, reading Spanish, you can catch words and make sense of it. Yeah, so like reading, you can do it at your own pace.
Yes.
Okay, so I always, whenever people could say or said like, I can read whatever, but I can't speak it, I was like, that doesn't make sense. But now that I'm actually learning, and actually not high school learning, but actually learning, I'm like, it makes sense.
Yeah, no, I totally
It's
makes
so
sense.
much easier to read.
Yeah, it is. Because you can see each individual word, and you can kind of work through it rather than like trying to hear it once and know exactly what was said.
Yeah. Juliet says they speak faster than my Spanish. Gabe says I share a lot of stuff, quote unquote, just so you know. And we weren't friends. I added you when I saw you at Frankie. So we weren't friends.
Wait, Gabe, are we friends? I feel like we are. Are we not? What the heck?
Maybe it was just on Discord, and that's all I'm thinking. It's Gabe and I have been friends on Discord for a while, and I'll hop in their servers when those guys stream. But then it finally caught up to me, and it did say suggested friends. It suggested Frankie, so that's pretty cool.
Gabe, we're not friends.
That's what I saw
What
when
the-
I saw Gabe. I'm surprised
what
we
the
weren't
what?
friends until right now. It took that long to become friends on Facebook. Anyways, okay, we're gonna hop
I
into
feel
some
like
actual content really
sad
quickly.
about this.
No one's commented anything for stories. We're good there.
So far, they haven't.
What the? Come on, guys.
So
We need to prove that Jeremy's got a story for literally everything.
Chris was talking about
Gabe says just add him on Facebook.
Hold on, I'm trying to find you.
I'm sorry, Brad. I don't know if I can say that.
what did he
What
say?
did he say? Edit it.
Well, here, just run up and read it real quick.
Oh, but
Oh my goodness! Oh my goodness! He got past the content.
It's right
filter.
here.
That's extremely specific. That's a little too specific.
No, I don't think there's anything that's too specific.
I could spin it. He wrote gummy genitalia.
Ding dongs.
Yes. You could spin it into. You could spin that into a story about erectile dysfunction. I'm just saying. But I'm not gonna go.
And well, you have a lot of experience there.
I'm not gonna go there.
Jeremy's friend list is private even from me?
I don't know. I was told to lock down my Facebook.
I feel offended.
You tried. You could.
Marriage counseling incoming.
Why can't you spell his name, Kara?
I can, but okay,
Aha!
you know how many Gabriel Riveras there are?
You might as well be named
There is
Steve
one.
Johnson.
There is one, and he sits and watches the podcast and passed his test. Everybody,
Yeah.
He is now a certified
that's like 2 weeks ago, Jeremy.
automotive mechanic,
That's awesome.
That's
and
like-
he now can work on better stuff, which is really, really, really cool.
Juliet says, you tell him, Kara.
Yeah.
Kara's offended. Okay, so on vacation, let's go back. We'll talk a little bit about vacation.
I thought I was
Tell me
gonna-
what it's like.
Oh, right. It's so beautiful. So Kara and I went on vacation just last week.
Yeah.
So it was really weird. Thursday we started. We drove down to Des Moines, which was a halfway point. And as you know, we play Pokemon Go. Mm-hmm. Kara just caught a brand new Pokemon that was really strong, and she stuck it on a gym in the middle of nowhere, and he's going to be stuck there forever now.
It's been there for 8 days.
It's been there for 8 days. It's not coming off.
How do you know about this, Chris?
Jeremy showed me.
Of course, Jeremy would talk
We're
about it.
Pokemon besties in 4 days.
Yeah, in 4 more days. So anyways,
Someone named Kara doesn't ever open my gifts on Pokemon Go. I have all sorts of Bulbasaur stickers I'm trying to send to you, but I can't.
if somebody
I'm
time
sorry,
lapses
okay?
this podcast, it's going to be Kara going like this. Just the whole time, down to her phone.
You know what?
I don't have a phone. It's running the stream. I
I am
can't
interacting here.
touch.
You could use the iPad.
Yeah, right. Well, just you guys can watch us just stream for a little. Like, just we'll all just be. Anyways, all right. So Chip, right? He's 6 months old now. A 10-hour car drive with a 6-month-old. It's
Hot dang.
crazy,
Hot
right?
dang.
So on the way down, we broke it up. We did 5 hours and then went 5 hours, right?
Yep.
Super easy because we needed to stop one time for him. And
In each
Tiffany
5-hour chunk.
Good job,
Tiffany.
Gabe. Thank you.
almost made us run out of gas again. Okay, so we have an actual GPS unit in the car, okay?
Yep.
Makes it way easier. You don't have to be on your phone. So when Kara and I were driving through Wisconsin, we pulled off for we needed gas, and we followed this GPS, okay? Garmin, GPS, to a gas station. The little lights came on, so we didn't have very many miles left to go. We're driving down the road, and we have to turn way down. We went 5 miles down to find out this gas station didn't exist.
Oh my
So we drove
goodness.
5 miles back, all on 3 lines, and had to drive another like 3 miles down the road to go to an actual gas station off the exit. I thought we were going to run out of gas. So Tiffany, her friend, says, you need to stop in Albert Lee and go to the gas station
Petro.
Petro.
I had to
okay?
think about that. I was thinking Petco, and I was like, nope.
So it was 30 miles to Albert Lee, and we had 50 miles on the range, okay? And as we're going, we're like 5 miles from the exit, the lines come on. So now we're unknown how much fuel we have left, right?
So
Yep.
drive careful.
We take the Albert Lee exit. The gas pumps were all dug up. There was no gas at the gas station. And I'm like,
This
not,
is like when I called you.
yeah. And I'm like, not again. Oh no, you know? And so at least we were in a town. And luckily there was a Love's across the street. So we were able to go get the gas, but I swore we were going to run out of gas. Then to jump to the end of the street, on the way back, Kara took the first exit coming back to get gas on the way in when you're coming from the south.
I didn't
You
realize
divert
they were
into
like,
town like 10 freaking miles.
Okay, yeah.
So the
Damn.
time to arrive was like 8:44.
No, it was like
As soon as-
it was like I had it like 7:50.
As soon as Kara took the exit, it added immediately.
8:04. It went straight to 8:04
It went
as
immediately
arrival. I was like,
15, 20 minutes.
Dang.
Because it just like, it was that far to even like
I
do a
didn't
U-turn and come back.
realize. It just said, okay, so it said gas. I was like, cool. And it said Quick Trip. I was
I
like,
do
I'll
agree.
go to Quick Trip.
I-
Sweet. And so I follow the sign to the right that says gas. I'm like, we go down there probably 5 miles before we get to a stupid gas station. I was like,
They should
don't
not be able to
say-
advertise on the freeway.
Yeah, a gas station when it's like 10 miles away.
No, I only want to ever get gas where I can see the gas station
From the
freeway.
highway.
Yeah, I don't want to do it any
I
other
was
way.
so mad. And then we pull up, and I swear there were like 20 drug dealers, like right there.
It's Albert Lee. They weren't drug dealers. They were just old people.
No, those are not old people.
What is
I
the Venn
mean-
diagram of old people and drug dealers?
Okay, well, drugs do make people look old.
Oh, that's fair. That's fair.
So they were drug users.
Probably both.
You
They're both.
old was it? People who use don't do.
They're drug. I said,
Because then you would use their own drugs. They're not dealers. They would just use it.
fine. They're users.
All right, Kara Cave. Did
They're
she-
disgusting.
is
It was.
users.
They. Jeremy was. I needed to feed Chip, and Jeremy was like, "Just do it here." I was like, "I'm not gonna feed Chip right here. There's some creepers right outside my window. They know in heck I'm feeding Chip right here."
In the comments, write and let us know if you've ever run out of gas or like just any crazy.
And
I've run out of
please
gas
give us a
before.
story for Jeremy to talk about.
All right, I've got some chat to catch up on, but I do have a running out of gas story, and it's really stupid.
'Cause knock
Brad
on
says,
wood.
"Wait, you took the kid on vacation? Then it's not a vacation."
See, there we go. That's
Swanky says, "I can imagine Jeremy on vacation with a family similar to Clark Griswold from the National Lampoon movies.
yes. Yep.
Singing made-up songs while luggage falls out of the road." Did they steal your hubcaps?
No, thank goodness.
David said they said the distance under. They say the distance under them with an arrow in what direction they are in. The gas stations, I guess, on the guard.
Okay,
I don't
this one
see
didn't
that.
say
I was gonna
that.
say, I don't see that on a lot of them.
I think it sounds like Juliet's
didn't.
run out of gas before.
It was.
I've never run out of gas.
Swanky's brought gas people that have run out, but has never run out himself.
Oh,
I'm 8 seconds
really?
away from a Pokemon raid battle starting.
You're so funny. So anyway, okay, so that was on the way back. Kara claimed there's no rest stops in Missouri. And there is.
Okay.
There is. Kara, tell us about it. Because what a great place to stretch your legs, take care of the little one, change him, and be in the safety of a rest area. And Kara's like, there's no rest areas in Missouri.
Because there was a sign that said, like, the last rest stop in Missouri. And when you go to maps and you look up rest stops Missouri, none pop up. None.
Are they called like wayside rests instead?
Probably. That's probably it.
No, rest area. Here we go. Rest area, Missouri.
Oh no, I don't think I'm gonna win this raid, guys.
You got a huge. Oh, there's a huge one from Gabe. I bet you that's a good story.
He said he popped a tire in an area with no light poles and a spare didn't fit the front wheel because they swapped the front brakes and no phone reception. That sounds like a nightmare.
I'm 99% positive. Gabe would probably really love this story. I've told the story about Mike Fish, my buddy Mike, popping a tire at work in Moose Lake. Have I told this story?
I don't think so.
Not on the podcast, I don't think.
All right. Tangent time from the vacation. All right. You guys ready? Buckle in. Grab your seatbelt.
We're not even in the vacation yet. Like, we're still talking about the drive.
Well, now we're going to talk about... So my friend calls me up. All right? You guys will appreciate this. He's got a flat tire. And he was stranded at work. Okay? So this was when Tire Rack just came out. And in Tire Rack, you could go search your car. And it would tell you the lug pattern and tire size for your car, okay? Because there's 5-bolt patterns, 4-bolt patterns, you know.
Dave said, I hope your dad's not listening.
I know.
Well, we know that he doesn't know how the internet works. So
I was going to say, Jeremy has to Google things for him.
This is like Ferris Bueller's Day Off. This is this level of the story. Yes.
I've seen that movie.
So Mike calls me up and he's like, hey, my car is this bolt pattern. We need to figure it out. And I think it was 5x114. I think it was a bolt pattern, okay? So we looked everywhere. Or was he driving a Ford Ranger?
Oh,
it was either
I
the
know
Talon
this story.
Or the Ford Ranger. I can't remember what vehicle.
I didn't remember him having a Ranger.
Yeah, he had a Ford Ranger.
Okay.
And so we looked up every vehicle we had, my Dakota, every one of David's cars. Now, granted, I owned a lot of stupid cars, like just beater cars I would just be able to go select from. We looked up every car, and we had nothing. We're like, oh man, Mike, we don't have anything for you. So then, David and I look at each other, and we go, we never checked my dad's vintage Corvette.
What year is it?
64. We put it into Tire Rack. You guys, the tire off of the Corvette was the same bolt pattern as Mike's flat tire. So this is at 1 a.m. because he got off at midnight and he came out and saw his tire was flat. At 1 a.m, we snuck over to my dad's house. I used my key, let myself in, jacked up the Corvette, stole the tire off of it, drove 30 minutes south to Moose Lake, put it on Mike's car, then drove it all the way back, and then at like 3 a.m. had to go take and put the tire back on, all without getting busted, and we totally did it.
Well, here's the thing. The Corvette's now ours, so...
Well,
the tire was just slightly used for another 25 miles is all.
Yeah, it's just uneven wear on the story. Okay, is there any chat, anything we want to catch up on there, and then we'll go back to more vacation stuff.
A long one just popped up.
David said it was a truck. He had that Chevy pickup, and I think that would make more sense because the Corvette is a Chevy.
Yep. Okay.
Yeah, I remember it was like silver. He had like the mossy oak thing on it or whatever.
Yep.
Daryl says, "Buckle up." Brad says, "Oh no, I've seen that movie, Brownie 2020." David says he probably had at least 10 cars to look up.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. We really did. We had a bunch of cars to choose from, and none of them were right.
Juliet looks like she's telling the story of her running out of gas.
Yay!
Yes,
Juliet, the floor is yours for Chris on your behalf.
On my way to Alabama with my son when he was 7, it was midnight, going back to Georgia. GPS took me to a gas station. Very scary place. There were a few guys there, a white van. the only girl there trying to get gas. I had 2 lines of gas showing and me freaking out. This guy's watching. I think I only put in a half gallon and just left.
That is not much gas.
My gosh, those
all.
guys were some redneck old folks being there at midnight. Very scary.
I would. Yeah. Yep. Nope.
I 100% agree. So there's a famous sequence in Top Gear where they go to a gas station and they've written like unkind things to have ideas about in the South. And they have like
I've
this
seen
altercation.
This one.
It's a fairly famous clip, but like
I've seen that episode.
and they get like
so
chased
funny.
down by these people. That's my number one fear, is to go somewhere and like unintentionally like offend somebody to the point where like I'm completely away from anywhere where I might have any type of support.
Right.
It's like questionable whether or not law enforcement is going to be on my side or theirs.
Right.
That's just, it's like a legitimate thing where it's like I just need to just keep my head down and move forward. I can empathize with that for sure.
We went to a sketch gas station on the way down to Missouri.
We should open up a chain of gas stations called Sketch.
There you go. Should name the bar Puzzles.
Oh Lord. Anyway, Jeremy had to use the bathroom, and so we just pulled into this gas station. I was like, I'm not going to use the bathroom here. I'm going to go to a nice one. I'm going to hold it. And Jeremy's like, no, just go. It's fine. It's not scary at all. So I go into the women's bathroom to use the bathroom. There's this, like, huge gaping hole in the ceiling. There's, like, holes in the floor, holes in the wall. I'm like...
What gas station bathroom? The
Ventilation.
Men's room was perfectly fine.
Yeah, the women's room wasn't. I thought somebody was going to, like, come peek in the holes or something.
You toss Chip up, he just disappears. Not that you had Chip with
Seriously.
you, I had Chip.
It was sketchy. Sketchy.
So Samuel Matthias Gonzalez Bernal says hola.
Hola,
That's your
hola,
name
Samuel.
correctly.
Hola.
David says, how about the RX-7 in the gas station in Texas where we got lost? Pin that.
Pin it?
Yeah, because
For later?
Well, just for a second, because Juliet says the gas station was in the boonies. It was scary. Mm-hmm. So yeah, that reminds me a little bit of that Walmart in Texas that we stopped at like 2 a.m. on our way down to Austin, and it's like the parking lot was just destroyed. There's trash everywhere.
Oh, I remember that. I'm now reminiscing about gas.
We were driving that VW Golf.
Oh yeah, yeah,
5-door.
yeah. I know the Houston story. I'll tell the Houston story in a second, but
What do you think?
Gabe says that's nothing compared to some Puerto Rico gas station.
oh, I bet. I bet.
Oh
Well, so
my goodness.
my friend, when he was in Mexico, he got a flat tire in his car. So some people picked him up, and at the gas
And they never saw him
station-
again. I'm just
And
kidding.
the gas station, I think they like drove him to a car repair place to like get the tire fixed, and they were driving him back. But he hopped in the back seat, and they instantly cracked a beer and handed it to him. And everyone in the car is drinking beer while they're driving around in Mexico. And he goes, "Isn't this illegal?" And he goes, "The cops don't care.
That's
they don't care. They
hilarious.
won't pull us over." But so the one in Houston, so like the same situation as Juliet. David and I get the RX-7. Now here's the funny thing. So we pull. I bought it from an impound lot, and it turns out there was a full bag.
It was a brick, wasn't
This
it?
was a '93 RX-7. I bought it off eBay for $7,000.
From
I
a
had it
police impound
forever.
lot.
I loved it. It was the guy got pulled over for doing well over 100 in a 65. Cops arrested him on the scene. By the time he got out of jail, he couldn't afford to pay the impound lot, so then they get given to the impound lot because that's what happens.
He sold it so we wouldn't go in debt for our wedding.
Anyways, I was soundproofing the inside, and I pulled the passenger seat up years later, and underneath the carpet was a brick of marijuana. So
So you had a good weekend.
I turned it into the police. I really did. But everybody told me I was crazy and said I should have sold it. But I did turn it into the police.
What, a 3-year-old weed? That's probably gonna get you $1.
But anyway, so David and I just get it, right? We sign it over. Dave was helping me drive. And as we're driving it, fifth gear goes out, and then reverse goes out. So every time we parked somewhere, David had to push me backwards, and we drove it home all the way from Texas in fourth gear. For real. Anyways, so we go to this gas station in Houston. I turned the lights on. It had flip-up headlights. And if there's any resistance on the motor, there's these caps that go over these manual wind-ups for the flip-up headlights. If there's any resistance on those, the headlight will go up and down. So I turn the headlights on, and it's like, this was all my money at the time. And I turn the headlights on, and one side pops up, and the other side goes, rear, 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 rear. I'm like, David, what did I just buy? This headlight just keeps going up and down and up and down. So we go to this gas station to fill up. And all these guys, right? It must have been a gang. I have no idea. They're watching David and I fill up, and they came out from behind the gas station, and they started to circle us and walk in at a slow, steady pace from the gas station. I look at David, and we did the same thing, Juliet. I went clunk on the pump, hang up, hopped in the car, and just took off because it was like,
Was it a pay at the pump situation, or did you just steal
I always
gas?
paid at the pump.
Okay.
Yep.
You're just like, I'd rather get a ticket for not paying for gas
Yep,
than get
exactly.
killed.
Out of there.
Dang.
Out of there. Yeah. Yep. So.
Gabe says should have made brownies.
Oh.
And then Brad says he turned into the police. ... Speechless.
Brad, I'll send it to you.
My running out of gas story. I was in high school. I was in between jobs, so gas money was at a premium.
Oh yeah.
And I know that my dad doesn't watch these, so I'm gonna put my dad on blast for a second.
Yay.
He used to borrow my car and not freaking put gas in it.
Yeah.
So literally, I would scrape together like $4 or $5 for gas, get like a couple gallons of gas, just to be able to like get places, and then I get in my car and it'd be totally freaking empty. And it's like he'd be like, "Oh yeah, I had to run up to the cabin or whatever," and he'd take my car because he gets better gas mileage in his truck, but he wouldn't put freaking gas in it. He was like, "It's not my car," and it's
You're like, yeah,
ugh.
you used it.
Drive me freaking nuts. So I had left my house with it on E, and I was going to the Carg, right?
Yep.
But first, I was gonna pick up a buddy of mine because I was going for a pep band, and my whole shtick was I would wear my pep band jersey and have my buddy carry my trumpet in, so he would get in for free too.
Yeah. Genius.
So I went and picked him up, and we're driving back, and we get by Pinehurst, and I run out of gas.
No.
Completely, it's just like nothing, right? And that's a pretty busy road.
Yeah.
And there's like no shoulder, so I'm blocking a lane of traffic at this point, turn the hazards on, and I had the old purple Nokia brick phone.
Yep.
So I call my parents, and I'm like, no, I didn't even, because I didn't have any minutes on my phone. I had to borrow the cop's cell phone to call my parents.
So
Oh
cop
my
shows up.
gosh.
Cop shows up behind me. He's like, what's the deal? I'm like, I ran out of gas. I explained the whole thing about how my dad steals my car and runs it out of gas all the time. I'm sure he believed me. So then he lets me borrow his phone. I call my parents' house, and so caller ID is fairly prevalent at this point in time. They don't answer. I call again. They don't answer. I call again. They finally pick up. And they're like, oh, hello? And I was like, yeah, I'm totally out of gas, and I'm stranded on the side of the road. Can you guys get me some gas? So then they had to go, and gas, even at 2004, would charge for a 1 gallon gas can $20 freaking dollars.
Right.
So they bought a $20 gas can for 1 gallon of gas.
Yes.
So they give me, and so here's the freaking kicker. Most people's parents, I imagine, would be like, here's the gas, and here's $20 to get some more gas, right? They gave me the 1 gallon of gas and left. And
Oh my gosh.
I had to go to the pep band thing, and then I'm asking people,
You did
hey,
not run out of gas again.
no,
did you?
but I'm begging people for change, so I have enough
You're
gas.
under the bleachers picking up quarters and stuff.
So I have enough gas to bring my buddy home and get back home. I was like, it was it wasn't necessarily embarrassing, but it was frustrating because I normally try to get places fairly early. Mm-hmm. I got there just in time, and everyone was like, "Oh, we thought you weren't going to make it because you weren't here or whatever," and I had to explain the whole story to everybody. And it was really frustrating.
I'd be so mad.
I haven't. If I've told this story, please stop me. But I'm gonna make it quick because it's very. You're talking about ownership of gas, right? Your dad should have put gas in it, right? So really quick, my coworker and his.
I was going to ask if you were going to talk about this. I
my
wanted you
coworker
to.
and his wife have separate bank accounts. Kara and I just share one. All the money goes in, and then we just pay everything. It's so much easier than trying to figure out whatever. Some people it doesn't work for, some people it does. So Pat and his wife, when Pat's gone, he's like to his wife, he goes, "Chris, can you please drive my van to keep it from getting lot rot, flat spots on the tires, battery going dead, brakes seizing up, just keeps it fresh, right?"
Yeah.
So Pat's sitting there one day, and he checks his bank account, and he goes, "What? Christine? She's driving my van and putting my gas in it. She's using my money to put gas in it." And so his argument was, she's the one driving it. She should be putting gas in it. But then she argues with him back on the phone. No, Pat, it's your van. You're putting the gas in it because I wouldn't be driving it if it wasn't for you. And now here's the thing. It's not like she's getting any less gas mileage because they have 2 vans, right? They each had their own van. So, Chris, what's your opinion? Should she have used her own gas money to put gas in Pat's van, or should Pat have used his gas money to put gas in the van?
So
I don't know. I could never be a judge
I know
of
how
this
I
situation.
feel about it.
Yeah, so here's my arbitration on this. So first of all, I completely understand the idea of having separate accounts.
Yep.
My sister and brother-in-law have their own accounts, and they have a house account. So there's a set amount of money they put into the house account that takes care of the bills and all that stuff or whatever, and then whatever they want to do with their own money, they do with their own money.
Kara would probably like that more.
So
No, I like the way we have it.
Oh, there you go.
So yeah, so it's like, so sometimes the reason that they like it is like they can like treat each other to stuff, even though it's like all shared
Yeah,
money or whatever. It's
I
like,
know.
oh, I'll get you dinner tonight or whatever. It's
Right.
like whatever. But because they so specifically have this division line in money, right?
Yep.
And he specifically requested that he drive or she drive his van, he should pay for the gas.
That's what I say. If he hadn't asked her to drive his van to make sure it didn't get whatever rot,
Lot rot.
rot, and she was just driving it for funsies, she should fill it. But since he specifically said, I need you to drive it to prevent it from getting lot rot, he should have to pay for the gas. Because
Like,
otherwise she wouldn't touch it. She wouldn't be driving it.
If you asked me to drive your car while you were deployed and you didn't pay for the gas for it, I would be a little bit upset.
Yeah.
Because I'm going out of my way to provide a service for you.
Exactly.
Now, if it was just like, so, distance notwithstanding, I'm not going to drive it to New York City and back and expect you to pay for
Right.
the gas, right?
Right.
But if you're just like, for the next month or so, whatever, you're just driving it back and forth so that it's blah, blah, blah. Because I'm providing that service, the least you can do is cover the gas.
So typically what people do, I deal with people leaving all the time, unexpectedly, that don't have family in the area. So for example, when Derek's going to leave on a deployment for work, he asked me, can you take my car to lunch? I'm not going to put gas in it, but I'm also not going to use enough gas to put gas in it. However, if
That's
it's
fair.
on E, I'm going to put gas in it,
Right.
and then I'll just be like, hey, you owe me lunch for driving your vehicle or something.
Mm-hmm.
But it's an interesting scenario with Pat and his wife, because in a way, if she didn't drive it and he came back and had a busted van, then it causes them both inconvenience, because then he either has to take her van or then he's got to bust his butt.
And he's got to pay for. So here's the thing: would you rather pay to repair the potential damage to it, or would you rather pay for the gas?
That's a good way to look at it, I suppose.
Well, and they have
but-
kids too, so she has to drive the kids around to stuff. She's not just gonna take 10 minutes out of her day to drive the van and bring it back.
Yeah, just do like a couple loops around the block
right.
and then park it.
She's not gonna do that. No, I'm not. I wouldn't do that.
The situation doesn't affect Kara or I, because it's like she's gonna take my car and then she's gonna fill it up. It doesn't matter where the money comes from. That's what.
Right.
because you have the unified
Yeah.
pile.
Right.
So Brad agrees with Karen. He said, if he complained to me like that, I'd say figure it out without me next time.
Exactly. I tried to help you. I did what you asked me to do. You got a problem with that? Figure it out next
Well,
time.
I just
Yeah.
love that they have separate accounts, but then she had like his card, so she could use it. Like
Yeah.
that's what's funny. If he would have given her the van without the card, she would have had to use her own gas.
I would have driven
Oh,
at
then
the
she gives
bare
him a receipt
minimum.
for the
Yeah.
Driven at the bare minimum, like down the
so,
driveway and back.
Brad brings up, if she borrowed his van because she needed to use it, then she should pay for the gas. But
Ooh.
because it was a request, like I said,
Yeah.
honestly, the whole thing boils down to the fact that they want to keep their money separate, and that he requested her to do it.
Exactly.
Yeah.
To me, the story stuck with me. Like, you think, like, why do you care about this? It was just really funny because it was Pat and I were the only one on the shift when he discovered this
Missing gas money.
missing gas money. But it was just a unique set of circumstances. Like, oh my gosh, he's freaking out because his wife's driving his van that he asked her to, but then he's mad about them. It was just really funny to me, and it has stuck with me as just a funny.
Something that's interesting to me is like, I'm an individual person with the only access to my account. I don't even know where my money is going.
Right.
Like, if $40 for a tank of gas disappeared, I would never know because I don't
Right.
watch it that
my
close.
gosh. Jeremy watches the account like a hawk. He's like, Kara, I see $10 was spent at Target. Did you spend $10 at Target?
It's not the $10, it's the at Target.
Well, it's not
He
even
knows
that.
it's a slippery slope. He's like, oh, she might have spent $10 on the card and $8,000 in cash.
I legitimately have had a couple times subscriptions to things that you sign up for that you forget about that I've caught on to. Minecraft Realms has got me once. This design your own logo website
Garbage.
years ago. Garbage got me once. So I watched
Twice,
stuff.
hasn't it been?
And then I've had like fraudulent charges come through that sometimes I get flagged about or that I've found. So I do watch it, right? So sometimes Kara will buy stuff and the vendor will look really weird. So the vendor will be like
Joe's Fish Taco Truck.
yeah, but it'll come up and it'll say like Cargill charges or something. Even though it's a fish taco truck.
Oh, yeah, because there's like some super organization that owns all the Joe's Fish Taco trucks.
Yes, and so like, do you buy something from Cargill or whatever? And then she thinks I'm the crazy one.
Oh, is it so? Walmart, all their charges go through their like Arkansas location.
No way! You guys are gonna freak out. I can't read the whole thing, but I can read Gabe sent listener mail.
Nice.
Hey,
And so
wait, can I access it on my phone?
I don't know if you knew the password.
Do you have it in 1Password?
Yes, but I don't know if it's shared or not.
Swanky
could be
says they
private.
should split the bill.
Yay!
And Brad says it's a
Swanky.
bit silly considering the relationship factor. but
Right,
still.
they're married.
I like Swanky's response. 50-50 on the gas.
Like at the end of the day, like if a tank of gas if you drive like a giant super Hummer,
Yes.
it's gonna be like $80 frickin'.
Right.
Who cares?
I have another funny story that they're talking about. That this could be extremely boring, but it could be really funny.
That's the whole premise of this show, Jared.
Well, okay, so you mentioned the cabin your dad drives to, right?
Yep.
Here's something I just learned about. So our local power company. I don't know why I'm doing this so much tonight.
Yeah, are they actually a
It's
drug
our-
dealer? Why are you
right,
going
right.
local power?
Well, because okay, the power company bought all of this land around this reservoir. Okay, that's where your
Yeah.
cabin's at, and they owned it. So what they did was they leased it out, and they were getting in the land of leasing. So they would lease it out, and it was like long-term
99-year leases.
Bingo. That's exactly it. So Pat just bought a cabin like last year, and you buy it, but you buy out the remainder of the lease.
Yep.
So he bought this land until 2040. And then they were going to like renegotiate the lease in 2040. Well, the power company has now came out and said, we're out of the leasing business. And the reason why they're doing it right now is because of home prices are at an all-time high.
Yeah.
But here's where it gets iffy. They're leasing the land, and they've only ever leasing the land, but the people who are leasing it have built things infrastructure on the property. So from what I've been reading in the papers is they're selling the land, but they're also trying to get the value out of the infrastructure on said property. So he bought technically the infrastructure
Yep.
and the lease to 2040, but now Minnesota Power is trying to sell him the land at the cost
Of
plus,
the whole, yeah.
Yes.
You know what I would do if I was Pat? I'd move it. I would
But
jack
where
it
do
up
you
off
get
the
like
foundation.
lake property nowadays? Like they're not making any
but
more land.
he already paid for the building.
He paid for the building and he paid the buyout
And
of
then
the lease.
Minnesota Power is trying to sell him his own building that he paid for?
Well, so what they're saying
Yeah,
is
well,
That's jacked.
Yeah.
he can ride out the lease and then then buy it at the price in 2040. So if you somehow think like home prices are going to go down,
Which they're not.
he can reassess it
No.
in 2040.
Not in the next
and
19 years.
Pay then. Otherwise, and if he doesn't buy it, like he's got first rights to buy it. Otherwise, it's just nope. See you later. Bye bye.
Well,
So if he decides not to buy it, his cabin will go to somebody else.
Yeah.
Could
In
he
2040.
could he move it up?
Absolutely.
I would.
Because
Yeah.
the rental terms say land only, and they own the things that are on the land.
Yeah. Well, so like the interesting thing, so my grandpa, who was the person who built our cabin on this place, had a little bit of inside track knowing that this was coming in. So he bought the property. He straight up bought that piece of property before Minnesota Power went in. So like
way!
we're not even on the lease thing. We just
Nice.
outright own it.
Nice.
That's awesome.
So
So, like,
this
our-
doesn't affect you at all.
Yeah. Our wedge is our wedge. Like all we have to do is keep paying our property tax.
Oh, and then there's an easement on like the driveway into his property goes through like somebody else's lease, and so there's an easement there. It's a mess. It's a mess. This stuff's ridiculous.
Yeah.
It's unbelievable. That is probably really boring for people, but I thought it was an interesting scenario. Like,
No, I
now
did
they've
You
too.
got
are
like-
doing this a lot.
I don't know why.
It's an interesting scenario.
Because
These-
it's not
Yeah,
interesting.
Minnesota Power. It's Minnesota Power, right?
Just lock me. Yeah, Minnesota
Yeah.
Power. And you know what's so funny too? Pat is old school. He's consistently calls it MP&L, which is their old name, Minnesota
with Power and Light.
Northern Lights or whatever. Yeah, or Minnesota Power and Lights, MP and L, not MP and L. And so yeah, he's old school, and he keeps saying, "I just need to keep my hands locked up."
Yes, you do.
But okay, any comments to go back on? Any other comments?
No,
We're gonna
we're gonna all caught up.
chug forward into Branson.
Vacation.
Hopefully this isn't too crazy for you guys. So Karen and I drove.
I like how we.
Oh no! We need to talk about Emo's Pizza. We need to talk about Emo's Pizza first.
No, we don't. No.
Why not?
Because I want to start a pizza restaurant and sell that pizza.
Nobody's Jeremy.
Okay, Chris, have you ever heard of
Provel
cheese?
Yes.
It's
Ooh.
apparently
It's a big deal in
St. Louis area.
Missouri.
It is.
It was like,
like St. Louis specifically.
it was born in St. Louis.
It's amazing.
and we could get it. In
It's like a
Springfield.
mixture of like American and mozzarella.
It is cheddar, provolone, and Swiss.
Okay, I knew it was some wacky St. Louis cheese.
It's amazing. It's as if angels brought it down in bowls of gold.
There's a couple places in the
so-
cities that do pizzas with that on there.
Is
Do
there?
they?
Yeah.
So-
Dear God, it's so good. It's just like
interesting. So,
Brad says finger quoting is so 1990s.
innovation. No.
Juliet says don't talk about cheese. Are you afraid of cheese?
Ooh,
Or?
do you get bound up by cheese? Do you love cheese?
okay. Even if I got bound up by cheese, I would still eat Provel cheese.
Oh, she says cheese lover here. Just start importing
Girl,
Provel.
Provel,
So here's the deal.
Provel. It's to die for.
They say necessity drives invention, right?
I mean, that's
So
close
the-
to what they say.
The need for something causes it to be like something come out for it.
Yeah.
So a guy was eating pizza and he was in St. Louis and he was annoyed by the fact when he pulled the slice away, he got the strings.
Yeah.
So he thought the
Except
problem
that's
was-
like the classic image of pizza.
I know.
So it's like saying like, oh, when I drive a car, it's fun to drive. Let's take all the fun out of driving a car.
Well, you know what I hate those when you pull on the slice and the toppings stay connected to the
Yeah,
rest
that's
of the pizza,
that.
and you
You
pull
just
out
get
your
a wet
tomato
square.
bread. Yeah.
Yep.
So, anyways, by creating this Provella, he
Provel.
lowered the melting point of the cheese. So, like at slightly above room temperature, it's still melted, and to the point where it won't make those connections. It is the gooeyest,
Butteriest.
buttery cheese.
Just.
It was.
It's so good.
Chris.
It's so
if I
good.
could take the top of that pizza and put it on the crust of home slice, new favorite pizza.
I mean, I would just eat the melted cheese. Who needs the bread and toppings? Just
well,
give me the
it's a
melted
complete
cheese.
package, in my opinion.
It's so good.
Juliet says she loves it when the cheese is still like that.
Girl, okay.
like-
Brad
with
says he's lactose tolerant. Do you mean intolerant or tolerant?
Well, Brad, it could be either way. I tolerate lactose. Like, Tuesdays is the day I put up with it. I'm serious.
Okay, so cheese-related story. My sister. Okay, so you know how a refrigerator is normally laid out. It's like you have a couple of shelves and you have like your crisper drawer and then like
Yep.
a meat drawer or
Yeah.
something. Their vegetable drawer is full of cheese. And like literally when I say full of cheese, you name a cheese, it is in there.
So,
it is absolutely
we
absurd.
have the two crispers on the bottom.
The veggie
and then
ones.
we have the pull-out one that's attached to a shelf. What is that one?
I think it's like the deli meat.
That's
Kara's
the one
got-
that's supposed to be for like meat and cheese. That
Yeah.
will slide out on the bottom of one.
Kara's got
Yeah.
that one packed with cheese.
Oh, it's
And
always
This is
full of
literally
cheese.
it's like this deep, the full thing, and it's packed with cheese.
Gwen, if you're watching, I'm coming over.
It's something like we were making.
You're gonna find out you're short on some cheese in the morning.
Are
you guys and cheese. This is ridiculous.
So we made
It's so good.
we made chaffles. I don't know if you're familiar with what chaffles are. Literally, so you get out a waffle maker and then you mix together
yeah.
shredded cheese and egg. Right.
Ooh.
So we've done
Cheddar,
some like regular
waffle.
chaffles.
Yeah.
Oh, it's cheese and waffle, but so we made
Ooh.
garlic bread chaffles. They're so good, so freaking. But I
Yes.
was like, we needed like 3 different kinds of cheese. I was like, oh, you might have to run and get some cheese. She's like, nope, whoop, 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 whoop. Just out of the cheese drawer.
No way.
Absolutely insane.
That's amazing. Gwen, you know where it's at.
Brad says you may not be able to tolerate my farts, but I love me some cheese.
Yes.
Swanky says thanks for the heads up. That's fact is Gouda to know.
Oh boy. No puns
Lord.
allowed. Just kidding.
Julia says some fridges do have little images of what goes into where on the drawers. Yeah, this is the vegetable drawer is full of cheese. Cheese is their vegetables.
So in our crisper, we put pop. Because then
Yes,
it's like
we
a
do.
delivery system. You just open it up. Whoop.
Okay, I'm sorry. I love the word crisper. It just It's appealing to me. Whenever you said crisper, I was like, ooh, that's nice. Then Jeremy said crisper, I was like, ooh, that's nice.
Found the right ASMR word for Kara.
Seriously,
right.
it's a good word for things being
So,
crisp.
do we
It's
want to get slightly inappropriate?
Do you want to get slightly inappropriate?
So,
Should we switch to like crazy shaky cam for this?
well, no.
Inappropriate content incoming.
All I have
Look
to
at that
say
door.
is,
Ooh, this thing is hot. Yeesh.
so you know,
the camera's hot?
No, the switcher,
Oh.
like it's just blowing crazy heat out.
Oh.
you know, Twitch
Yes.
bans people for being inappropriate.
Okay.
Rightfully so.
Well, I mean, like, how inappropriate is this going to be? Is this like you're going to
no, it's
flash your
just-
ding dong?
No. It's just I was on Reddit earlier, and they were talking about this next wave of things that Twitch had to put in their terms and service that you're not allowed to stream.
Yeah.
And people
You can't stream people?
were farting into the microphone.
Okay.
As in, people watch people farting in microphones. So they had to ban it because it became sexual.
Oh, people
a-
have some weird fetishes.
Yeah, there's a fetish for everything.
People have a fetish with feet. Ew.
I'm just picking the worst possible camera. There we go. Rise of the podcast
That is
production value.
extremely unflattering.
I
Oh,
look
you want to
good.
know what else is really, really sad? I have been in a room where people are talking, and it's like you're in a group of people you've never met before, blah blah blah. Everyone's shooting the breeze, and there's always someone older than you, like they're the outlier, right?
Yes.
They're the out. That was me tonight at cards. We were playing cards, and Daryl mentioned he's like, "Oh, could be the oldie, or Jim might be the only oldest person in here." And they're like, "Jim, how old are you?" And he's like, 32, and I'm like, "Oh no, I'm the oldest person in the room."
I'm the oldest person in this room.
And the youngest was 22. Do you know how bad that made me feel?
Okay, do you know how bad I feel when I have patients that come and I'm like, I could be your mom. Like
You could
10,
be.
11-year-olds. I'm like, I mean, I could, I'm older than that, but it's like, I could be their mom.
Yes.
That's like
Well,
saying
so
you
what-
feel bad when you go to the grocery store and you're the oldest person there.
He's talking about a peer group. You're talking
Yes.
about a work.
Yeah, you have.
relationship.
It would be normal to assume every age range gets their teeth cleaned. The area that I was in has a much
I feel like I've always been
smaller
like
percentage. 'Cause
the
it was
youngest in my
That's a
friends
perfect way to
group.
put it. It was a peer group. I just did that to be
Thank
funny.
So
you.
besides-
Well, you need to change your pronunciation of peer to be correct. It's
Yeah.
not pure, it's peer.
Yeah.
So, except for Chip, on our vacation, I was the youngest in our group.
Can he really count, Chip? He's just
No.
sort of along
Oh!
for the ride.
Yeah.
Hilarious story. So Jim was calling out Daryl for being extremely short and said, "Daryl, can you name one friend that's shorter than you?" And he couldn't. And then Jim's like, "What about your wife?" And he's like,
Wait, Daryl's wife is taller than him?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So then I said,
Oh.
"Daryl, Chip is your friend, and he's shorter than you." And Jim looks at me like,
Just give it a couple years.
"Oh,
real.
dang, Kara."
Yeah, Chip will be dunking all
Putting
over him.
Daryl's height on blast.
Juliet alleges she's the oldest fan here, but still young at heart.
Oh,
Yeah, girl.
I doubt it.
Not the young at heart part, the oldest fan part.
I don't
Yeah,
think
the
so.
oldest-
There's
yeah.
no.
Do we get to count your mom?
No. I
Okay.
think gut instinct tells me Brad is the oldest.
I don't want to start asking people's ages.
No.
I want to.
Kara.
Rude. Hold on.
No, you never ask a lady their age. You can ask a dude their age.
Rude, Cam. Oh no, so rude. Oh gosh.
You know what? I wish
Chris!
sound effect would have been able to play right there when the camera dropped. The Metal Gear Solid. Reet.
Yeah.
I love that sound. It's so funny. You need to add that to your soundboard.
Oh, wait, are we actually getting ages in here?
Swanky says he's 38.
All
Okay,
right.
All right.
Brad
All
says
right.
45.
I knew it.
Gabe says let's hear the ages.
Gabe's on the younger end. I know that for a fact.
Julia says, for a second I thought you were talking about The Office.
I love The Office.
So, knowing what you know now, you don't have to tell us, Juliet, but I don't think you're older than 45. That's what I'm saying. I knew Brad would be the oldest. I was right. Brad, did you see what they did to your figures last week? Did you see this? What they did. That stormtrooper is kicking the Tusken right
in Das
in the gummy.
Right here, there we go. Yeah, you can look in the corner.
What about the corner? Oh, down there. I was like,
Yeah,
why is it on my
Juliet
end?
says she's 37, so.
There you go.
Girl, You're not that old. What?
Brad says
You're not
Anna
old?
Malie's mature.
I don't know about that.
Julia
Brad-
says she was talking about Jim and Dwight, and
Oh.
that was the.
Got
Okay.
it. That all went over our head.
I haven't seen The Office. That's my excuse.
The Office is an
Um,
excellent
Brad,
show.
don't forget, I have been yelled at for talking about Lego butts. I'm just saying. By a comment on YouTube.
That is stuck with me. So every time I make a joke about butts, I'm like, "But butts aren't funny." Is the thing that I say after all of the things.
It's ridiculous.
I feel Tiffany, Jody, and I feel we joked about butts on vacation.
I don't know. We might have.
I feel we did.
Farts are funny.
They are. Farts, butts, they're funny. It's just...
There's just something funny about them.
Just
Yeah.
not on Twitch, I guess. I'm just
Yep.
kidding. It was weird. It got really weird. Needless to say, I was reading the article about it, and it was just, it was disgusting. Stay off Twitch.
Stay
Oh,
on
I was
Twitch.
like, wait, what are we talking? Oh, yeah, Twitch.
Brad, I don't want to see who you're subscribed to. Get off the farting Twitch, Brad. Go find your entertainment elsewhere.
Oh, my gosh.
Oh, man.
Oh my goodness.
So
All right.
vacation.
Yeah, we're an hour into the podcast. Let's hear about this vacation you went on.
Well, now I want to backtrack for just a second.
Oh, Lord.
And just like, imagine being the person and you're scrolling through Twitch and then you find that your thing is now on there. Be like, yes, this person gets me. As they're blasting farts into the microphone. Anyways, you don't feel like you're going to get us banned, Chris.
Oh, hold on.
No,
Let's-
no.
All right, get a close McCare's feed and
Yeah, right. That's the ban cam.
we're hitting all of the right demographics. This is my new favorite camera.
Oh,
That thing is just, it's
It's so janky.
It's so wretched.
Like, I don't know why the ISO is all over. I'm just gonna switch it to auto.
I know the ISO is like all jacked. It's like,
There we go.
Well,
Oh,
every
now
ti-
you're real overexposed now.
What drives me nuts about that cam is when you shut the camera off and turn it on, I think it resets the ISO back to 100 all the time, and I don't know why it does that. I don't know why you wouldn't want that. There we
Interesting.
go. Look at how much different that looks. Okay.
Yeah.
Any other comments that we want to touch on before we go back to our...
Brad says drunk cam. Gabe says speaking of Twitch, will be back next week.
Oh, right. Oh, guys, listen
Wait,
to
what?
mail. You both cut off Gabe with your shenanigans.
Well, no, you're the one who's bringing up farts.
yeah.
What? No, this
And
one.
it's
So like he
listener
says, this
mail-
reminds me of the South Park episode where Randy was looking at Brazilian fart porn.
That is a thing. Gabe, I can't read the whole email, Gabe. I got it on my phone. Kara's mad because the password to that account isn't shared.
It might
But
be.
guys,
It might be. Hold on.
in honor of Gabe passing his test, he got a celebratory tattoo.
Nice.
Is it your first one?
I'm sure he's got more than that one.
I mean,
So, Gabe, if you want to tell us about it, I will...
Oh, I totally missed a comment from Brad. Sorry.
Okay.
But we'll get to this in a minute, but do your thing.
I was just going to say that's as far as my watch would let me preview your listener mail, is that it said, in honor of blah, 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 got tattoo. So, Gabe, you might have attached a picture. I'll be able to look at it after the fact. And Chris, talk about Gabe's comment.
Is Brad's comment. So
Brad's comment.
so this is all the way back to when we were talking about pizza, and I can't believe I missed this. He said, hey, Jeremy, I was baking a pizza yesterday, and the glass on my stove just shattered from the heat. It was so loud, I thought someone was breaking into my house. Now tell us a story.
Okay, well, so well, I have one about this. I love pour over coffee. Okay, two things with pour over coffee. You're able to put the pour over glass decanter thing right on the stovetop. But second of all, I'm on my third one because
oh, that's right. I broke the first one. I forgot we were on our third.
yeah, you broke the first one, so Kara knocked it over and broke it.
And that
And
was
then-
like this. That was the Caribou Coffee one.
And then
You
we got
broke
an actual,
the Chemex.
No, I did not.
Oh, that's right. Shh.
Was it Chip?
My mom accidentally broke it.
Her mom. Who's watching you?
For shame.
So
She
I'm on my
felt
third
so
one.
bad. She was like, Kara, I'm just, like, I got home and she was like, Kara, I'm so sorry.
And we're talking in a short time frame. This is in like the past 2 years only. I'm on my third one of these things. It's like I'm not meant
My
to
mom
have
wanted
it.
to buy us a new one, and like I was like,
No.
girl, no, those are like $80. Like,
For a piece of glass, I will go melt some sand for you right now. That is ridiculous.
It's good coffee. Anyways.
Does the shape of the thing make the difference?
It does.
I'll just go
because-
and get you an old meth beaker. You can make it. I'm sure Breaking Bad's got some left over.
Right. All right. Any other comments?
Gabe says, I'll get a tattoo this week. LOL. I already have a Mass Effect tattoo on my left hand. That's pretty cool.
Nice.
I want to get
Is
a
it
quarter sleeve. My next one's going to be a big old quarter sleeve with some Star Wars and some
It
floral.
should just be a
and-
quarter sleeve
Gabe-
of quarters.
Gabe, be honest. You got Fem Shep on your hand. Be honest.
What?
Female Shepherd, Commander Shepherd. You can play it. I'm sure it's a Mass Effect logo. Great game, by the way. Outstanding. The first 3. Ooh.
Aren't there only 3?
No, there's a 4th one called Andromeda.
Oh.
Yeah, not as good. It's
What
good.
if Gabe likes it, Jeremy?
No, it
Yeah,
was
that's
good.
literally
I said-
he has the title.
Just putting it on.
Oh
his
my
glass.
goodness.
What if he?
Just-
Oh my goodness! What if he had Andromeda?
That Gabe's just unsubscribed, Jeremy. Thanks. Way
man.
to
No
go.
amount of
He
crazy fetish
unfriended
angles are
you.
going to bring him back
Just-
either.
All right, all right.
Juliet really wants us to get to the vacation stories.
Sorry,
There's the
Juliet.
renegade symbol, he
Blame it on
says.
Jeremy.
Oh yeah. Yep.
Blame it
So-
on Jeremy, 100%.
Okay, so we get down there and we rented a hotel.
This is
and
St. Louis or Branson?
this is in Springfield.
Oh,
And I say Springfield, everybody goes Illinois. No, Missouri. And you know how
Springfield,
bad?
Wait,
Illinois
there's
is the famous one.
There's a Springfield, Illinois.
Yes.
Oh.
Gabe says, I do have Andromeda, and I agree with Jeremy.
Oh, thank goodness.
Okay.
Okay. Anyways, so we get down to Springfield. So first things first. We visit these friends every other year. So they come up here, we go down there. They come up here, we go down there. But we haven't held up our end of the deal ever. So they've came up here every other year, and this is the first year we actually went down and saw them. So normally they stay with us. They won't be able to in the future because we have Chip now. But we got a hotel, and they got a room at the hotel too. They got our own little room right by us. And
Motel,
we went
not
to
hotel.
A motel, all right? Which I like motels because there's no.
Jeremy,
you
was
can-
it a motel or was it a motel?
Oh, you not care. Nobody got to see what you did.
Jeremy went, we stayed at a motel. It was a motel. It wasn't a motel.
So, the thing that's funny to me about the word motel, sometimes I just, in my brain, like, flip words around. So I always think, Le Tom. Like, oh, they hung out with Le Tom.
So I don't work out.
Springfield is the capital of Illinois, says Swanky.
Is it really?
I didn't realize.
That's why it's...
I didn't
I don't know
realize
my
Missouri
capitals.
was only one state away from us. It's literally Minnesota, Iowa, then Missouri. I didn't realize it was that close. I thought it was further away.
I mean, if you have all of Iowa to drive,
right.
Chris's favorite
Anyways,
state.
I don't work out at work because the gym is in a separate building, and I don't want to have to walk to a different building.
Oh, no, exercise on the way to exercise.
I know, right? That's too much. It's too much. I'm being serious. I hate it. People are like, I'm going to walk down there. I don't want to change. No, it's a nightmare. I don't want to change and then change again. No, I want to be able to, like,
I don't
go
work
to
out,
the gym.
Jeremy 2021.
I don't. I need to. Anyways, we go to the hotel. The pool is closed because the previous night before check-in, somebody swam to the bottom
Got drunk.
with a screwdriver, unscrewed the filter cover, and ripped the filter out.
That sucks.
So the pool was shut down, and they said, no, you can swim at either location, down the road or down the road. I don't want to drive to another hotel to use the pool. I want to use the pool at my hotel, motel. Why would I want to do that? Because now
Yeah.
I've got to drive there. All your stuff gets wet. You got to put that all in the car to haul it back. No. I told
Yeah,
Carol,
I want to walk dripping through the hallways like the person that I
Yes!
am.
Chris, it was a
Ruining the
motel. There
carpets.
were no hotel. There was no
so we
hallways.
just, you know, so
That's right. That's right.
I put my foot down. I said, Kara, I am not going swimming. Guess who went swimming?
Chip.
So so she dragged me down to this other thing. It was fun.
Tiffany and Jody drove. Stop complaining.
Anyway, and that was during the podcast. I was down. We were swimming.
Oh, I see. So you weren't actually watching the podcast.
We
you
were.
splashing.
Okay, so here's the thing. Tiffany, Jody, Chip, and I were swimming, and Jeremy was sitting on the edge.
Watching the
Watching.
podcast. I was.
And that's like your moral like stance. Like I'm not swimming in this pool.
Yeah,
But I'll
exactly.
dip my legs into it.
He did end up getting in the pool.
So here's what was really, really cute is we let Chip swim, and he did get used to the water. And after a while, I pulled him around like a little missile, like a little baby missile, and he eventually laid his feet back, and he actually was kicking, and it was adorable. It was super duper cute because he was smiling, and it looked like he was really swimming. And a week before, coworkers have shown me, you guys, when you're done here, hop on to old YouTube, go to baby swim lessons. You'll be in for a treat. There is a bunch of videos of compilations of people teaching babies how to swim. And if this is a baby, they hold it over the pool and they just go bloop and they throw the baby in the pool. And one parent times his baby how long he stays underwater. Poor little baby is going wah on the way in, and then just immediately wah as he just hits the water. And you can like go to the camera underwater. I'm not kidding. Look it up. Baby swim lessons. And the baby is going wah, and the bubbles are coming out. And he's like, and then the baby like flips upside down like the baby in their Nirvana album, and then floats to the top and then rights itself. And he's like, that was 7 seconds. Good job there, Junior. Like, I could never do that to Chip. What would you do if I just took Chip and just chucked him in the water? Just literally just chucked him. Because that's what they do. Swim lesson lady with official logo. If it's a logo, you know it's official. She grabs the baby from the parents and she just chucks it in the pool. Then
there must be some natural instinct that they're relying on. So like
Jeremy would permanently be under the surface of the water if you were to do that to Chip.
I mean, with your guys' luck, Chip would be born without that chromosome.
Yeah,
and he would
right.
just sink to the bottom and die.
Oh,
He'll come up eventually.
Juliet says, I've seen those videos and I think it's horrible.
I agree.
It's like, I don't think I was ever just lobbed into some gigantic body of water, but I know that I'd been swimming, because like we have the cabin on the lake.
Yeah.
I've been swimming forever.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can't remember the first time I went swimming, but yeah, I guarantee you my parents did not just pick me up and be like, good luck, Kara.
I mean, we could ask him.
It's true, they are just out in the...
Ashley says, come over with Chip and swim in our pool.
Oh, there you go.
There, perfect,
100%.
see?
Their new pool.
Oh, speaking of which, guys, so David was telling me the story of there's this stuff called shocker. Owning a pool now actually sounds kind of cool. So like you have chlorine, right?
Mm-hmm.
I'm intimately familiar because my mom's got a pool.
Yeah, so like David has a thing now where you like do a test strip, take a picture of it, and you text it to a company, and they read your strip for you, and they tell you what you need to add. So the first time they're like, add 9 pounds of shocker. Then Ryan,
That's a lot.
yes. And so Ryan was like, oh no, cut that in half, and then let it sit overnight and retest it. So then he ended up adding.
Did he have like a pH of like 900?
I don't know. David would have to tell the whole story.
That's insane.
So then, anyways, David's been overshocking it and then undershocking it back and forth because this app is so messed up, and I feel really bad for him. But then
they have instructions on the bag that just tell you it's like if you have X amount of gallons of water, do this much every other day.
yeah,
It's like, and we've never had a problem with algae or anything. It's
so-
insane. Clean your filters, or change your filters a lot, and you can spray them out and reuse them. You don't need to keep buying new ones, but.
Anyway, okay, so that was the pool. So the pool.
Gabe alleges that it had been done to him when he was growing up, or so he
No
was
way.
told.
Poor
What?
Dave.
And they're like,
Poor
swim
Gabe.
to America.
Just chuck him in the water. Poor Gabe.
He never made it.
So anyway, so that was one thing we did.
Sorry, one thing. So Brad says he swam in Kara's belly for 9 months, so he
That's
must know how to
true.
I
swim.
mean, that's true. But, I mean, it was kind of tight in there. Just like, you know what I'm saying?
You don't have an Olympic-sized womb?
Right? Seriously.
He's swimming.
I barely fit in this room, guys.
David said it was pH decreaser that he was using.
Okay, well, a shocker sounds so much cooler.
Well, that's like an algicide is what shock does.
Dang, look at you guys and your fancy knowledge. So, anyways, guess what else?
Ashley says the app is out for our money. Just gives them wrong information, so you're just constantly paying.
We're
for
in the
advice.
hotel room, and there was an article on the news down there that there's, of course, a shortage on chlorine. And there's 3 places that make it, and one of them lit on fire last year. And they haven't been able to get supply back up. So they're trying to
he has a sand filter. Nice.
they're trying to get people switched over to saltwater pools because you don't need chlorine anymore. I don't know. And you're more buoyant in salt water, so it's more fun. I have no idea.
Yeah, but like, who wants to swim in a saltwater pool?
I don't know. Anyways, okay, so then guess what else? This is a fun fact. Everybody's heard of
Brad says, let me guess, China makes all the chlorine.
probably Bass Pro Shops. I'm assuming everybody's heard of Bass Pro.
Base Pro Shops?
Yeah, you're
Right.
so funny. There's an Air Force chief whose name is BASS, and an airman tweeted her, is it Bass or Bass? And he put base underneath one and then a picture of a bass under the other. She got really angry.
Really?
Why?
Yeah, because she I don't know, she said it was disrespectful to tweet. I don't know.
She wants to know what the... some people got
Anyways,
sticks up their bass.
We went to Bass Pro Shop, and it was unbelievable. The thing is like a museum of like
So,
everything. You can pull up the
Tiffany-
picture of the gar. People wanted to see vacation pictures.
Tiffany actually designed Bass Pro Shop's catalogs
Oh.
Back
for a
then.
number of years. And now she...
So they have a full aquarium, and they have. Oh, you guys, you would love this. So my life now is me constantly being told things. What I'm doing with Chip is wrong. So we went to this.
Well, it's probably because what you're doing with Chip is wrong.
We went to this big aquarium. Okay, huge aquarium. It was amazing.
Do you want the picture of the gar?
Yes.
I'm coming. I'm coming.
Get it right up there, Carol. Right up there so people can see. That is a fish. Look at that gar.
I mean, Jeremy's probably.
That's a
4 feet
real
away
fish.
from that.
That
Like an alive fish?
yes, he's not
Yeah.
stuffed on the wall. That thing was just
It
lobbing.
was chunky. It was probably about that big.
Kara's
around.
not joking. It
I'm
was
not
that.
joking.
It was that big around. That was a beautiful fish. The picture does not do it justice. It removed 30 pounds off that fish.
You
Anyways,
should have gotten
camera
your GoPro and
didn't
thrown
add
it in
10.
the tank.
oh, right, I should have. So
Did you bring your GoPro with you?
We brought the drone.
or the drone. We brought the drone, but I didn't have the charger. So I had 75% of one battery to fly along these people's land and do aerial photography for them. Then I drove down this stream and almost ran it into a tree. It's fine. And Kara caught a crawdad.
His name is Harry.
Anyways, back to the fish and being yelled at for Chip. In the aquarium, they had lookout bubbles for children.
Oh.
So they'd have the glass on the outside. Then you could get down in this little square and kids could go in, and then they had lookout observatories. So the kids could stand up in there and look around and be in the tank, right? And see the fish from the inside. So I pulled Chip out of the stroller. I put him in the daddy backpack, front facing out. I got on my back and low crawled in this thing. And then Kara's like, don't go in there with Chip. And I'm like, I'm going in with Chip.
Okay, I just show this picture though. This picture is freaking hilarious. Look at Chip's face.
It's like, are you seeing this? A little bit more over
loved it.
Jeremy here.
And then, okay, so in the bubble. Chip loved the bubble. I know I can't hear me, but.
No, I got that shotgun mic on.
Oh, hi guys. Let's see.
Oh, hold on. We can do this too.
There. Oh.
Oh, here, yeah, so you can show it to them, man. Oh,
So you see, I'm inside. The call was coming from inside the tank. But you can see I snuck up in there with Chip, and it was absolutely amazing. And they had them all over. I only did one. And then they had snakes.
You're shrinking down in the chair a little bit.
They had an eagle. I was totally slouching.
Oh, should we show him the octopus?
They had a bear. The bear almost like ate Chip. That was super cool.
He didn't even come.
He came over and sat down and rubbed his back up against the glass where we were sitting.
He
had
almost
an
ate
itchy
Chip.
back.
guys.
Itchy back does not mean hungry bear.
Right. Well, in my mind.
Juliet says poor Chip.
Right. But they had an octopus that they threw in a plastic cup with a lid on it, and the octopus grabbed the plastic cup and pulled the lid off. That was super cool.
Mm-hmm.
Anyways, they had frogs, and there's this whole thing is beautifully designed, like real modeled everything. Anyway, so there was a bug that looked so real.
Like it was wet looking and
It was
everything.
wet looking. Kara and I
just-
were both afraid to touch it. We thought it got out of its enclosure. And I'm finally like, no, there's no way. And I went up and touched it, and it was fake. But we both thought it was real.
Well, here's the thing. It was next to the poison frog enclosure, and it looked like it was red and blue, like a poison dart frog. I was like,
And
Jeremy's
Jeremy's
gonna
like,
die.
pokes it, dies.
Right,
That's what Kara thought was
exactly.
going to happen.
Seriously.
No,
At
don't
least
worry.
you
I
didn't
was
let
just
Chip touch
I was
it.
going to say, I was just going to use Chip's hand. Hey, test this out and see if it's good to go.
You use them to hold down the button in Satisfactory. You use
Yeah.
it to check for poison.
That's true, yeah.
Children have 1,001 uses.
Oh, Lord.
So Bass Pro was really amazing. I didn't know.
And this is in Springfield.
This is in Springfield. That's where they're based out of. They bought Cabela's. You may have heard of Cabela's. Bass Pro bought Cabela's. We bought the Bug Assault. It's a shotgun that you fill with table
rock
salt.
Oh, it's table salt?
Yeah, table salt, and you pump it up.
It's
and
so good.
Kara's outside shooting bugs. Tell what happens to the bugs when you shoot them with the Bug Assault.
They disappear immediately.
They
It just rips them apart?
Yeah, because the salt penetrates their body.
It's great. I just went, and it was there was a bug there 1 second. The moment I shot, gone.
How big are the bugs in Missouri?
Well, this was up at our house.
Yeah.
Oh.
So that was
So
super
huge.
It was amazing. It was amazing.
Brad says if you can't beat them, buy them out.
fun.
That's why we're
That's
going to
true.
buy out every other podcast.
Yeah, right.
That's right. Dang it.
And so anyway, so that was one of the things. And then really quick to finish up, we're going to talk about Silver Dollar City. So in Minnesota, we have a theme park.
With roller
What?
coasters.
I don't know what has gotten into
And a parking lot.
we have a theme park, and Silver Dollar City puts Valley Fair to shame. Okay.
Like, okay, so we get down there. Tiffany's like, do you like roller coasters? I'm like, yeah, I like roller coasters. Roller coasters are great.
What we
And-
had been riding on were
Little kid
roller
rides.
coasters.
Yeah, literally.
Okay?
When Jeremy's
At
correctly
Valley Fair,
using them
I
now.
am.
Roller coasters. I thought I was going to die on one called Outlaw. It's a wooden roller
It's
coaster.
the fastest wooden roller coaster in the world or the U.S.
I think the world.
The world. It is unbelievable.
So-
if you YouTube Outlaw, you can see it.
You have a lap bar, and that is it. And you are going down this wooden roller coaster. You go up.
Chris, it's an
and you're
89-degree drop.
You're looking around. You're like, oh, what a nice view. And then all of a sudden, it decides to drop you at an 89 degrees. And so you're going like,
It was unreal.
is it 81 or 89?
89, because 90s is a right angle.
Yeah, it just drops you.
This is a wrong angle.
Like,
Yeah, right.
it's ridiculous. And then a lap bar. You're going
Spanky
upside
says all wooden roller coaster
down.
cars are lap bars. Are you a roller coaster technician or something? How do you know this?
Like-
I'm not calling you out. I just want to fact check you.
Well, we were told that there were shoulder
were
bars,
shoulder
but
straps.
people's heads kept banging
Getting
against
whacked,
it,
yeah.
and so they got rid of them. But you're corkscrewing. You're doing
A
these
wooden
huge
roller coaster
loops.
that
You're
does-
like,
there's a loop, 2 corkscrews, and a complete one where it goes like this, where you're on like you're more than sideways. It was nuts.
I thought I was gonna die every single time we went upside down. I felt like I was gonna slide right out of my chair and go smack on the ground. Like,
Juliet says she's dead if she rides that.
And then we went on one called the Time Traveler.
That was
It was
cool.
a tilt-a-whirl so it rotated like this as you did the loops and corkscrews and everything.
that
It
was
was-
cool.
Thank goodness it wasn't more twisty. But yeah, like I'm going through some of these loop-de-loops sideways and then backwards. It was weird.
And then there was a kid
Oh,
behind
he looked scarred
us.
for life.
I thought he was going to vomit. We were like halfway into the ride, and I looked back, and the kid's like, I thought he was gonna puke. I was like, dear God, don't puke, please don't puke, because I would have been. No, he was in front of us.
Yeah, I was gonna say if he's
So-
behind you,
yeah,
you're fine. Let
yeah,
him,
no,
let
we were
fly.
behind him. So if he had vomited,
Oh, I was sitting next to him.
no, his dad was sitting next to him. You were sitting solo. It was Tiffany, me, you, and then
But we were all in the tilt-a-whirl.
we were all in the
So
one.
depending on
yeah.
how the rotation went, Kara might have got it.
Yeah, that kid.
It'd be her luck.
And then the people who were, there was another group of people that saw him. They're like, yeah, we thought, but yeah, his face was like,
So
was
then,
like,
okay, Tiffany and Jody bought us passports. So instead of buying food and like paying each individual vendor, you get a good deal. You buy 5 meals, but you can get as many as you want. You can get 5 things from any vendor. You can get all 5 things from one vendor. You can get one thing from 5 different vendors. It was awesome. So we got like a potato. They like put it on a stick and then they slice it, pull it down the full length of the stick, deep fry that. And then they had like ketchup powdered, like Parmesan garlic, cheddar garlic. Oh, you just dumped it and all these little spices all over it and ate that. That was delicious. We had pulled beef
brisket.
with
It was a
with
macaroni, mac and cheese,
That was
barbecue
delicious.
brisket wrap. That was super good.
But then being parents now, being parent owners is what I was going to say.
Parents.
Being parents now, we get to check out some of the rides. So nothing yet that Chip could go on, but there's some in like maybe 6 more months. You can hold them and do the ride, which is really cool.
Can
Like-
you imagine doing upside down backwards corkscrews holding on a chip like,
Kara would never allow it.
Nope.
Jeremy, you're doing it wrong.
Right? And so one of the coolest things, and so Juliet, you might have to take your child here if you ever get a chance to. They turned it into an old fire hall. Like they made it look like a fire hall, this building, and take those little plastic ball pit balls, but make them solid foam, and just go wild. Like take it what you think.
How old
would be
is your
something
kid?
Fun.
That's the
oh no.
first-
This is like starting at like 3 years old. The room is
Well,
solid.
I mean, she was talking about a story
It's
in the past where her
Well, I
kid
think
was
he's at
7
least
years
7.
old.
So he's at least 7 then.
I'm guessing he's older than 7.
You'd be anywhere between 7 and
20.
20.
So anyways, so there's these balls throughout the entire room. So there's not 2 layers, but there's like one solid layer everywhere. There's buckets and everything, and then there's cannons everywhere. So there's vacuums, and it's just so you run around, you pick up like an armful
11
of balls,
soon to be 12.
and you.
Okay.
There you go. You'd love this. You like chuck them into the center of the room, and they get sucked up, and then they get rained out from the ceiling. There's these cannons, and you just plunk them in, and then you hit this button, and it just shoots them out. There's an upper area you can climb up to, and it's got Gatling guns. So you take your bucket up there, you fill it, and you're shooting people down below. It is just a extravaganza of foam balls. I went like they told me just to go in there to check it out, and I was in there for like 10 minutes. It was awesome. I was
What's
just
this?
I'm mowing down kids, hitting them right in the face. Well, no, there was somebody Gatling me in the face, and I'm getting hit in the bald spot. And I'm like, these actually sting a
Hey, you
little
guys
bit.
see that target down there?
It's like,
Jeremy went in, he thought he was going to have a good time, just getting like assaulted by everything.
yeah, right. All the 7-year-olds like, this is what we were born for.
Man, it's go time.
It was such a cool thing. Anyways, and they didn't allow strollers in there.
Oh, they said they didn't allow Karen.
No, they didn't allow strollers because they didn't
No
want...
Fire Nation.
Yeah, right.
They'll
They
try to
didn't-
take over the whole place.
Your stroller would get filled with balls, so they like, didn't allow them in there. Kara.
What? You said it.
Anyways,
David said, "Can I come with next time? I love roller coasters, and I haven't found a ride I won't go on yet."
Boy.
you would absolutely love these ones.
Yeah, those ones. Okay.
I did want to ride the wooden one over again, but we went on
Valley
a steel.
Fair is tame. Like
It is.
I would feel okay with putting Chip on one of those
Oh,
compared
yeah, I'd
to
put Chip
what's
on
at.
Parks or
See,
Wild Thing.
I feel like for some reason I thought Valley Fair was more than just Minnesota. It's just the one place.
Yeah.
I got some chat I got to catch up on here. Brad said the Matterhorn is wooden and just a lap bar. Someone died on the ride one day. I was at Disneyland because they stood up and their head hit the top of the tunnel.
So, it was at the time trap? No, it was Outlaw. People were holding their hands up at Outlaw, and there's one part that goes underneath itself, and so there's the cutout for it to go through. You could easily have stuck your hand out and touch it. So I was like trying to be brave and doing it, and I'm like, nope, I'm not going to lose my hands. Nope.
yeah,
Never hold Chip.
I could
again.
never do this again.
yeah, you're a hand model.
Yeah, exactly. I am a hand model.
Yeah,
According-
you're
according
gonna
to
have
my
to my
photography
fat,
teacher.
nasty thumbs for
Well,
rotating
and so to give it,
Legos.
Valley Fair's been there as long as I can remember, and I think like Wild Thing was there when you and I were in high school, so pre 2005.
I remember when
a lot
Wild
of
Thing
these
came
rides-
out.
Yeah, I think we were in middle school when it showed up.
Like,
Was it Mountain Dew or Pepsi or somebody had Wild Thing on their cans?
Pepsi would do special, like, so locally bottled Pepsi things would do, like, you get $5 off a ticket
Yeah.
if you do the thing.
But a lot of these rides were like 2013, 2015, 2017. The wooden roller coaster was made in 2013. Like, that's what's crazy to me. But we rode a steel frame one right after it, and it's amazing how little give there is in a steel frame versus the wood.
Yeah, the wood ones are all
Like,
over
they
the
do.
place.
They rattle you. And then you get on the steel ones, and it's like, whoa, you are
Yeah.
solid in there.
I got a little whiplash going
You
after that
did. The
first
wood one
drop
was
on Outlaw.
insane.
Like, you're dropping back like this, and like all of a sudden it stops. My head literally was like, whoop. I was like,
bust out your teeth on the bar. That's why they don't, you can't have a
Lord.
bar there.
Yeah,
You
you
just
bust your face out on it.
Brad says Kara would love a stroller full of balls.
oh my
Smicky
gosh.
says Outlaw Run is the 6th fastest in the world and that's the 4th steepest drop. So I guess there are 3 rides with 90-degree drops.
It's ridiculous.
Yeah, it's 89 degrees on the
Wild
Outlaw.
Thing opened in 96, so we were 9. So we would
Wild
have been
Thing
in
opened in
elementary
96?
school.
I remember when they advertised
Who-
that. Being,
I'm glad that everyone's doing this fact checking for
Yeah,
us. We
right?
just don't need to be right about anything ever again. We just say stuff.
We're basically the meteorologist of podcasts.
yeah.
Heidi wants to know if we went on Wildfire.
We did go on Wildfire.
Yeah, we did. That was the steel one.
that we went on immediately after Outlaw.
After riding Outlaw,
who wanted to
Wildfire
ride
was
Outlaw
like,
again? I did. I wanted to go on it again. The line. So Tiffany has an app on her phone, and this is the best thing about the future. It tells you the wait time at each ride. So where she was like, "Oh, Outlaw's only got 5 minutes." That's because everyone was scared to death to go on it. Just saying.
Understandable. I thought I was gonna die.
So I wanted to ride it again because it was only a 5-minute turnaround. But we did go on Wildfire, and that had the thing that brings you down.
I felt
and
so
clamps you
safe on
down.
that one after riding
Has
friggin'
anybody
Outlaw.
rode Superman at Six Flags? Because that one you go through the roller coaster like
Yeah,
you're
it goes
laying
up
down.
and then you come back down, right?
Well, no, that one is a normal. There's that is a one, but then there's Superman where you lay down like you're flying like Superman, and you do a roller coaster like that. I don't think I could do that. I don't think I could do that. Laying down on your belly and then pretending like you're flying through the air, on a roller coaster, like doing a corkscrew. Like imagine doing a loop-de-loop. Like Like you're. Oh
Well,
my
depending
goodness.
on how secure you were in the stuff,
You do
like,
it?
oh yeah.
Outlaw scared you, Kara.
Okay, Outlaw didn't have any shoulder anything. It was just a lap bar. I'm sure Superman has shoulders and it's like all tied
Juliet
up.
says she
and-
loves the Superman one.
No way! I don't think I could do it.
Swanky says I've been on 2 roller coasters that have broken down in his life so far.
No, when you're stuck,
Nah.
I would be. No, I couldn't do it. I just.
Swanky
found
said
out-
he's been on the Superman ride at Six Flags in New York.
I just found somebody
Nice.
I know. I don't want to put him on blast. Somebody I know very close is deathly afraid of elevators. That was a new one.
It's your dad.
Yeah. What? I'll tell you later.
No,
if you remind me. No.
Tell me right now.
Your mom.
Right? Yeah, deathly afraid of
Really?
elevators. Yep.
Really?
Her
Really?
apartment was on her apartment was on the 5th floor. Took the stairs every day. Will not ride the elevator. I'm like, no way.
Interesting. Who do I know that Jeremy knows that lived in a 5th floor apartment? I have no idea.
Yeah.
So I read a thing that says if you're like if you want to survive an elevator fall, lay on the floor.
Mythbusters did a thing, and jumping doesn't save you.
That's true.
Even if you timed it
you
perfectly,
still
or
have just
what?
as much momentum. Because like you're in the elevator, you'd be jumping relative to the elevator, but
Yeah.
you as the entire unit are still plummeting to the earth at 9.5 meters per second squared.
So how does
So-
laying down help you?
I would assume
I think
because
it spreads out the amount of, like, instead of
Right.
the force going all straight through like your feet
Right.
and just dissipating over a larger area.
It's-
It's probably like putting your head between your knees on the airplane.
Right.
It's not actually going to save you,
but
it might.
less damage.
I think it makes cleanup easier.
And then also I've
You
heard
just get
like
misted.
as far as like sleepwalking, you are less likely to like break bones and stuff if you sleepwalk like off a second story than if you were awake, because when you're awake you tense up.
Well, that's why drunk drivers survive crashes.
Yeah.
Versus because they're limber,
Interesting.
and why people who aren't drunk are the ones who always die.
Juliet says she can't ride crazy rides like that anymore because of her anxiety.
I'm telling you what, like I definitely was like, oh, I can do any roller coaster, and after we rode a couple, I'm like, I am not like I used to be, and I can't do.
Your mid-30s-year-old body's like, "Ugh."
Well, the ones that get me sick and I actually had to sit down on are the swinging ships. Those for some reason.
Really, that's like the most mild one. It's
Well,
like,
no, the bit where they're like, you know, that it's the 0G for an extended period of time where you're like floating. It's too much. It's too much back to back. Like roller coasters do it, but just for a second.
How did
Well,
you
what about
ride?
like the power tower, like when they just like do the regular drop?
That's fine because
I've
then
never done the power tower.
Those are fun. I like them.
it's fun. Those are different because it's again you've got like my stomach's up and then if the gravity keeps you going up. It's when you're like going and then you stall.
Oh, it's the change in between
yes,
up
it's
and
that
down.
0G stall for a sec because like the ships have it for a while. Like you're being pushed, then 0G for a minute, not a minute, but a couple seconds, and then
Dang, that'd be impressive for a whole minute.
right.
The water ride at Valley Fair. Can you do that?
Which one?
The one
The
it
flume
goes
one?
it goes around like this, and then as you're going around, the seats are also flipping like this.
Well, the time traveler was like that. Like I can do the gravity.
You go upside down.
Well, I used to be able to do the zipper, the one that goes like this. It's like you're on a chainsaw and the car goes spinning. Those are fine.
I never did the zipper.
They freak me out.
See, Brad says I got stuck in an elevator for like an hour with 2 other guys.
See, Brad's
One of
wrote
them was
the
having a
stories.
panic attack, and it was like 100 degrees, no air. In
Did
there.
you have a pee corner?
You have to establish that right away at the beginning.
Yes, Chris, that actually is an Office reference.
It is an
I
Office
actually have
reference.
seen that clip.
Oh, Dwight.
Nick showed it to me.
Oh, got it.
Dave says I have a hard time with the fast spinning rides. So that's the thing is like verticality and like it's the spinning motion is what gets me. If it's rotation about an axis, that's like when I start feeling sick. But like speed and like vertical changes don't really do it.
Yeah.
But it's like when you're sense of direction, so like a corkscrew type thing or like a tilt-a-whirl type thing. Those are like my bane of my existence. Brad says I didn't get to that, but I did have to pee.
Holding pee is one of the most uncomfortable feelings in the world.
It is.
I absolutely hate it. On the last plane ride, on a plane ride I had 2 years ago now, a while ago. It was the worst I've ever had to pee in my life, and it was brutal. That was when
Why didn't you just use the toilet?
because it was when I had to go. It was right before landing, and they shut off the walking signs. by the time we taxied to the runway, we had to like wait for approach and for our gate to open up. So it was like 30 freaking minutes, and I had to pee. I was like leg bouncing when we were still. It was a mess. And
It
then
could have been
Jeremy
even
was
more
doing
of a
the
mess.
oh my
dance.
goodness, Chris, take
I
us
know.
out.
I saw what time it was. I was like, ooh.
I was just gonna let it go.
Hopefully
not
Chip
charging
is
you
in
guys.
Weehado.
We'll finish more vacation stories. We'll have part 2.
Yeah, we'll actually start it at 7 instead of at 8 next time.
We are a Rabbit Trail
What?
podcast.
We were gone for a week. We had to like.
So real quick, I'm gonna get to David's comment, and then I'll bring us up.
Okay.
So David went on the Gravitron at a state fair over
I
and
love
over
the
and over, back to
Gravitron.
back, until I got sick from going on it so much that now I can't handle it. The Gravitron is the only thing I've ever thrown up on.
What?
Really? I love the Gravitron.
I made the cardinal mistake of eating before going on a ride.
Yeah.
I ate a corn dog, went on a Gravitron. I didn't have to throw up on it. I got off and immediately went, bleh.
Yeah.
But yeah, so like just if you're gonna do rides first, then eat.
I want to say Adam Nori. You know Matt's
Yeah.
arch. No, I'm just kidding. Adam Nori posted a thing on Adam Nori posted a thing on Facebook, and it was a Gravitron for sale for $20,000. And he's like, "Come on, guys, we have 10 people putting $2,000. We can own our own Gravitron."
Put it
like,
in the
who-
studio.
Who's gonna maintain it? Could you imagine? Just
If it's inside, it's maintenance free, basically.
yeah, maintenance free.
The world's only indoor Gravitron.
If you guys, David, specifically David, and anybody
Corn
else
dog
who
centrifuge.
likes Top Gear or the Grand Tour, Jeremy Clarkson, go check out Clarkson Farm on Amazon Prime. It's absolutely brilliant.
It's a good show.
Just released. It's really, really good. So, David, go check that out. All right.
All right.
And Gabe, you'd love it too.
Well, thank you guys for welcoming Jeremy and Kara back into society. If you like this video, go ahead and give it a like. It shows you like the type of stuff. I'm going to say like a million times. This is my air quotes now. Go ahead and give this video a like. It shows that you support our channel and want to see more content like this in the future. Comment down below with any rides that you've gone on that have been either incredible or vomit-inducing. Subscribe if you're not already. Ring the notification bell to be notified every time we upload a video or go live. I think it's pretty fun hanging out with us. You get to sort of dictate the flow of traffic here. Drew joined us from being a long-time podcast and on Spotify listener to watching us live, and I think he had a good time. I don't know. I'm just speaking for him. He had a good time. I'm just going to make it up. Thank you guys so much for watching, and of course,
May the force be with you.